According to Tile Bear, after dog DNA debacle, indigenous researcher says ancestry testing is stupid science. Now, I know everybody know this by now, okay? But the thing of it is, the reason why I'm addressing it at this moment is because DNAs have been knowing this since really primarily 2 years after they gave, quote unquote, the YT scientists authorities to do genetic research, to do this, genetic research with their bones, because in the Latin American communities and on the reservations, they are suffering with what you call type 2 diabetes, which stems from a Neanderthal gene. However, my reason for bringing this out is it's 2 years afterwards. They allowed these people to, you can't check the bones because the bones is sacred. They not sacred. Them motherfucking bones got secrets. Thank you, Mr. YT man, for exposing their secrets. Yeah. Tribal culture. See, culture and governmental status is not genealogy. Yeah. So stop playing with us. Tribal culture can't be bottled in a test tube, says Kim Talbot. That's what it is. Like, do you practice your culture? No, do you practice studying, finding out your genealogy? Because half of y'all can't even find yourselves 3 times back over here. Okay? 3 generations back. Talbot goes on to say, even in a credible DNA lab, there are problems using tests to determine indigenous affiliation. Kim Talbot, baby, Jackie Chan little niece. Okay, so with this being said, since why y'all on here in 2023, this 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 5 years later, they on here, we got our tribal card and we did our DNA testing. Brown Girl Pride, we did our DNA, and the other one, we did. Why y'all on here with that? Y'all better understand, y'all reservation, your RSVP on that land is TikTok time is up. Karmic debt is here and it must be paid. It will be paid. For your ancestors, it's karmic debt that they racked up for doing the dirty work. For the YT man, the Spanish, the French, the Portuguese, and the British. Yeah. Y'all ancestors did the dirty work to clear the lands out here. Yeah, and to sell the NEGROs, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, especially east of the Mississippi, east of the Mississippi. Y'all did that clearing for them people in 1830. A suspected Indian status scam told a man he shared genetic ancestry with a dog should serve as a reminder of the perils of DNA testing for indigenous ancestry, says an Edmonton Kim Talbot, the Canada Research Chair in Indigenous Peoples, Technoscience and Environment, says she has long been wary of DNA testing for indigenous. DNA testing may be the future of genealogy, but it should not define a person's indigenous identity. The University of Alberta scholar said Thursday in an interview on CBS Radio Edmonton AM. Now it should define a person's, it may be the future of genealogy, but it shouldn't define a person's indigenous identity. Oh, baby. People excited to learn about their roots won't find all the answers they're looking for inside a test tube, Talbot cautioned. I don't want to help them make money doing what I think is stupid science, said the author of Native American DNA, Tribal Belonging, and the False Promise of Genetic Science. Yeah, they don't want to talk about the genetic. They want to pull up person right here, Louis Cote. He identified suspicious of Toronto-based laboratory Biogard Accumetrics. Louis Cote sent in his DNA for analysis along with a swab from his girlfriend's pet chihuahua. When the test came back, the results indicated both man and dog shared the same 20% indigenous ancestry. CBC News found there were not only concerns about the accuracy of the DNA test, but also about the possible fraudulent use of cards resembling certificates of Indian status to secure tax exemptions. The holders aren't in. There are problems in the DNA testing industry related to Native American DNA testing, but this is the first time I've seen them confuse Native ancestry with dog lineage. Siberian Husky, Tallbear. Culture is more than genetic markers. Oh, okay. Tallbear said the case is egregious. You and Tallbear, this is where you and I, we really agree. We think the whole thing is egregious, Tallbear. We do too. We originals over here, we think the whole debacle is egregious, okay? But suggested our DNA companies are taking advantage of a growing curiosity in ancestry research while neglecting complex questions around culture, race, and government status. See, a lot of people around here got government status, but they don't have the genealogy. That's why they be talking, we don't have the birth certificate because our people were born in a manger. Baby, y'all got y'all paperwork in 1924. That lady looked like she was, about 50 some years old. So you should have had your paperwork. You're not giving me 1925. DNA tests are not valid for determining indigenous affiliation, First Nations, or tribal identity, said Tallbear. The tests don't satisfy. Let me break it down. The tests do not satisfy the requirements for Canadian status or band membership, but they out there like a mug, baby. Gang. They on call for the British. You know what I'm saying? Because see, these people sided with the British. The Salish, the Squamish powwows in Alberta, Canada. Yeah, they sided with the British and was helping the British clear these lands out here. Man, y'all ancestors lied to y'all. That's why a lot of y'all stuff is passed down orally, folklore. Like, just imagine having grandparents. See, our grandparents didn't lie to us because we didn't have no reason to steal no identity or steal land or steal anything from anybody. Genetic ancestry tracing back to unnamed ancestors among the founding populations of the Americas is not the kind of biological tie that matters for gaining status, she said. Yeah, because y'all aren't matter of fact, they found some shit. And then become founders. So I guess if I say nomadic, I can say cockroach too. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all are not pioneers. Y'all are not civilized. Y'all are always finders, keepers, losers, weepers ass type motherfucking people. That's why in 2023, this karmic debt is all over these mingle seeds heads from Turkey, Syria, Hawaii, even in America. The ancestors is not playing with y'all in organic. Even the most credible tests for indigenous ancestry rarely provide detailed tribal affiliation and are prone to inaccuracies due to the lack of a diverse sample size of genetic profiles in their databases, it said Tallbear. Like I said, in 2016, they just allowed the YT scientists to start digging in their so-called sacred sister, brother, two sister, uncle, daddy bones. Even if a person is told they belong to a specific tribal group or ethnic group, having matching genetic markers from ages ago doesn't mean they have the lived experience to become part of that community. Oh, so that sounds like us. Yeah. Because they quick to tell us, oh, y'all don't know the word you call it, because your people stole it and then added some pollution with it. Belonging to a particular community can mean sharing beliefs, cultural practices, and even official membership, not just genetic material. And that's what's going on right now. The people that don't even have the genetic material is the ones that have the member. I'm just read it again. Even in a credible DNA lab, there are more problems with using these kinds of tests to determine indigenous affiliation, she said. Why? Even Tallbear, Jackie Chan Tallbear, why should I give them $300 so they can get to use my DNA to sell a product that I ethically disagree with? Come on, Tyler. Go and tell the truth so we can go ahead and start busting this bread down the middle and this land down the middle and call China and get your people settled.